It's time. It's time. Let's go.
Welcome to RobDaManMedia with co-host Coach Dre.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? My brother just dropped off, but he's gonna be back up, man. Salute to everybody that's in the building right now. My brother's about to come back up. He was here, but now that we got everybody on here, if you ain't seen it, you know what I'm saying. If you ain't got your CU shirt, man, pull up on us. We got it, man. You got it. You know, you check it out. CU shirt. You know. Shout out to Miss Robinson who made these shirts for us. If you need a shirt, just hit me up. I'll get you in contact. And get all the information over to you. So we'll have a link out to you here just as we'll have a link out for you guys. We will be on later on tonight. So if you haven't not got your CU shirt, here it is. One more time, man. It's got the CU on the side. You know, on both sides. So hey, if you ain't got it, you missing out. She does have another shirt outside of this one. This is just the newest one she made, but she does have another shirt. So y'all pull up on us, man. Y'all get y'all shirts. And you know, it go like that. But before we get into everything, man, I'm gonna talk about a couple things. So first, prayers to the state of Florida. Anybody that's in the southeast that's gonna be impacted by this next hurricane. You know, we always like to, you know, make sure that, you know, we do something and talk about those things, because I don't want those things to go unnoticed in a situation of what people could be impacting, because the majority of our subscribers that we have is in that southeast corner. So you know, I know a lot of people that's impacted by the situation. I've been doing my due diligence to check up on everybody I know that's in that area, whether it be a friend, whether it be a subscriber, whether it be family members in there. So man, prayers to them. Coach Dre, how you feeling? How everything is in Gainesville, Florida, right now?
I flipped the camera around right quick. Y'all see it's raining already. It should be okay for us. We're up. I'm up kind of north, closer to Georgia. We were hit probably a little harder by the first hurricane than what we'll get from this. We'll get a little rain. We'll probably get a few tropical storm winds, a gust or something like that, but it shouldn't be as bad as it was for the last one. They just came out with the last track, and it seems like it's not going to make a direct hit on Tampa, which is good for some people, some folks that we love and care about. So you know, we're gonna be good. You know, it'll get in here later on tonight, probably around about 8. So people have to go through it in their sleep. And that's the baddest part about it. You kind of want to be woke so you can kind of see, but a lot of people be trying to go to bed and stuff like that. But you know, we send our prayers out to all those people. We hope, you know, that it's not as bad as it looks. It is. They're thinking that it's gonna come down a little bit. It was a Cat 4. I think it's right at a Cat 4, but it's coming down. The speed is picking up, so it should go across Florida kind of quick. So hopefully by the time it hits, it'll be a Cat 3 and not a Cat 4. So that's what we're hoping for right now.
And I'll say this: any super chats, any cash apps that we get today, you know, it's gonna go to the victims that's impacted. It's something that, you know, I've already gave some money to them, but it's something that, you know, is dear to my heart. And so anybody that super chats or send a cash app today, that money will go to, like, people in the state of Florida, people that's in the southeast, because one of our brothers was impacted from the last hurricane. And he still ain't got everything up and going. So prayers to his family and everything. So, you know, we always try to do and give a hand where we can. So I just want to make sure that, you know, for the people that's watching, for the people that's going to watch it on replay, that we are, you know, we see you guys. You know, we want to make sure that we send our prayers out to you guys. But moving forward, before we get into CU, let's talk about a couple things, right? The NCAA has made a ruling that they're going to eliminate National Signing Day. And what they're going to do is they're going to eliminate the National Letter of Intent. something I feel like should have been gone for a while, just due to the fact of a national letter of intent. To me, it doesn't hold weight like it used to. Because if you want to leave, you can find a way to get up out of that thing and go to a different school and sign with a different school. If you sign with somebody in the early signing period, you can get out and go sign somewhere on National Signing Day. But they will have some type of binding agreement as far as financial aid, because if you don't sign financial aid, you can't have a scholarship. So for those who don't know how this thing works and you're new to the college realm, if you don't sign, financial aid, you can't sign a scholarship. So there's going to be some type of imprint, but the NCAA has released that they are eliminating national letter of intent. So, hey, if you don't know, now you know. But Coach Dre, man, give me your thoughts and your feelings on that.
I mean, it's something that was coming. I think it's more so that these schools can lock these kids up earlier. Once these kids say they want to come to their school and get accepted into their school, now they can get financial aid and start doing the stuff that you couldn't do before you did all of that. So I think it's going to be a plus. I think, and what people fail to realize is the NCAA just trying to get out the way. They don't want to be the people that's holding people back or stopping this or stopping that. And again, I think they're trying to eliminate these kids having so much power. I think once you get some of this stuff locked in, you kind of locked in. That national letter of intent, like Rob said, it is just a piece of paper, really. And if you go to school early with the transfer rule, now you can just leave in the. If you go there for spring practice, you can just leave in the fall. You can leave after spring practice and say you go hit the transfer portal. So I think it's gonna stop some of that. They also seem like they're cutting down the windows for the transfer portals.
I was gonna get into that, so hold on. I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get to that.
So,
Yeah.
so I think like you say, all of this is working towards to try to give the schools a little bit more power, and make some people make some real hard decisions or stick with it. Again, I always tell you guys, you have to teach kids loyalty and teach kids how to be trustworthy, and their word is their bond, because the way they're working in college football, that's not the way of the world. If we don't try to fix it to some certain kids gonna believe that that's the way the world works, and that's not actually how the world works. So I think it's a good thing, and like I said, I just think the NCAA is trying to get out the way.
When I look at this whole situation, like I said, man, I think this rule should already been gone a long time ago, but it's here nor there. Now we're here. They finally eliminated this rule. But what I do think comes from this is it does make you have to hold on to whatever you say you finna commit to, and your parents say you gonna commit to, you gotta stay there. But you know how this goes. When you create something, somebody is gonna try to bend the rule to get it into their favor. Even though these kids might be able to sign and go to their school earlier, they're gonna find a way to hit the transfer portal and go to another school by the fall time. So before you even you might be in two different programs. And so the reason why this is accelerate this year is because they're trying to prevent what happened last year. And if a lot of people know what happened last year, a lot of kids signed on the early signing period, went practiced in bowl games, practiced and played in bowl games as freshmen, went through spring practice and just got up out of there after spring and went to a different school for the fall. So, man, it's going to be a change. But the NCAA also did change the transfer portal days. So I don't know if y'all paying attention, but the NCAA did change the portal days. So December 4th is still technically the early signing day fiasco, but there's going to be a lot of chaos that's going to happen December 4th. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a lot of chaos that happens December 4th. They moved up early signing day. And the reason why they moved that up is because a lot of people complain about it went into their time of preparing for a bowl. And the product wasn't good for bowl games because they didn't have time to practice, because they was out recruiting, because of coaching changes. Well, guess what? You move up early signing day. How many coaching changes is going to happen after December 4th? How many coaching changes are going to happen before December 4th? Think about this. If you're not in contention for a conference championship, if you're not in contention for a playoff spot, your coaching staff could be fired at any moment in time. They start firing coaches 3 or 4 games before 3 or 4 games left. So imagine we're about to get close to that. We're literally about 3 games away from the start firing spree. Literally 3 games, and you're gonna start seeing the coachings get fired left and right. So now, what you're starting to see is the NCAA is starting to adapt things earlier and not waiting. But here's the thing that plays into the part. There's only 20 days, 2-0, only 20 days for the winter transfer portal. There's only 10 days for the spring. So last year we had the 45 window where we had 30-15. Last year, this year, we're down to 30 days. 20 days in the winter, 10 days in the spring. And guess what? The 10 days in the spring is normally when Colorado plays their spring game, which is going to be like the 15th through the 25th. Somewhere in that realm, it's going to be the springtime. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how things play out with all these spring games. Do people adapt what Mizzou did last year and move up their spring game to March instead of playing it in April to prepare for these type of things? So now you're going to start to see maturations of who's going to move their spring games up to get them more time for if a kid want to hit the portal, they know what kid's going to hit the portal where they can go out and recruit and already have their board set for what they're looking for. So what's your thoughts, Coach Dre, on the transfer portal limiting days from 45 to 30, and also the early Sunday being December 4th and the coaching moves is possibly that's going to happen in the next 3 games?
Well, I mean, that's what you're gonna see. What you're gonna see is a lot of coaches get fired before their season is over with. That's gonna be the key. It's gonna be a lot of coaches get fired before their season is over with, simply because you got to be able to find a coach and be able to let these recruits know that you have a coach. What people don't really get to see is that that's really going on now. A lot of coaches that may be on the hot seat, on the verge of the hot seat, those big time boosters and those presidents, those ADs are talking to them big time recruits and telling them we're gonna get a top notch coach in here, and we're gonna do what we need to do. They're just trying to stop. They're trying to make kids make decisions quickly. In schools, because I think the next thing they're gonna do, y'all gonna see, and I hate that they're gonna do this. I think they're gonna give more scholarships, but they're gonna take away the walk-ons. I think they're gonna give them more scholarships, but I
105
think
is the number.
and they're gonna take the walk-off thing away, because they want this thing to be. They trying to even the field. They trying to take away certain stuff so people don't have the advantage. But you still gonna get an advantage, because now what you're gonna see is what these kids are doing now mid-season. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna shut it down because I'm not playing, or I don't want to be here. I want to go somewhere else. I'm reaching out, trying to find out if I can, if it's gonna be an opportunity for me to come play here or there, wherever it's supposed to be. But it's just making kids make a decision quickly, and make them real quick. I mean, for the winter portal, okay, you still got a little bit of leeway, but it's real slim. But that summer, you don't have that spring. You better make you pretty much better make your decision mid, and that's the thing. And again, I think they're trying to help these football teams, because if you don't want to be there, you're gonna have to tell that coach probably right before spring practice or in the middle of spring practice, because they got to be able to let you go, get you time to get yourself out there. So if another team wants to pick you up, they can. College athletes, listen to me. Hey, don't go out there in that portal and you ain't got no plan. Don't go out there in that portal and you ain't talked to nobody, and they ain't said, hey, if you in the portal, we gonna bring you in, this and that and the third. Because it's a lot of kids that went in that portal that never come out. They have to go to they have to go to an NAIA school, Division III school. If you don't have a plan, and this school is not saying, and you're just making a decision off of you're not playing, I think Coach Prime said some of the realest stuff. What are you willing to sacrifice?
Yeah.
What are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you're going? And that's what we got to get back to. I think we were just handing kids were just being handed stuff, and now you're realizing that doesn't work. That remedy doesn't work. But I'm old school, so I've never handed a kid anything. I never handed my own son. I coach most of my boys. Hey, I don't care because I'm your daddy. That I don't care nothing about that. So I think it's gonna make some kids make some tough decisions. I think it's gonna make parents have to be parents. And then this, like I told y'all, you better start making decisions not based off of money. You better not be making decisions based off of money, because that's gonna
Hey,
get you in a world of trouble. It is
I'm a
also it's also helping the boosters keep some of that money in their pocket, is what y'all really don't know. It's really helping the boosters keep some of that money in their pocket. Because I'm not paying you without the national letter of intent now. I'm not paying you till I know for sure you coming to my school, that you're going to be here. I'm not giving you a red dime. So they really giving the power back to the people that had the power once before. I think people think they're not, but they really are. Because now you got to be locked in. I know you coming to my school before I give you money, because I know for a fact it's a few scenarios where it's a few kids where if some of this money wasn't given up front, they might not be at that school. And they're at this school now
that's
and
right.
they're miserable. And they're miserable. And they
That's
could have
fact.
been somewhere else getting their shine on. So, I want, and then again, parents, please be involved. Don't let these agents come in here and tell you they want what's best for your child. They want what's best for them.
Man, hey, listen, Dre, that was the next point I was about to hit on. Is how many of these people about to get bad advice from these agents, because the agents trying to make sure they get they cut and go to a school that they rock with. Because a lot of these deals right now, from like the high school ranks to the players transfer, it's all about who you sign with. Because you can pretty much tell what a kid going now just based upon who they sign with, what agent they sign with.
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. And that's what you're gonna start seeing colleges trying to do. Get certain agents to be involved with their schools, so when they can get and try to get these kids to be their clients so they can get them to their schools. But again, young men, y'all need to focus on the stuff that matters. Uh what's gonna be best for you educational wise, and then right now you also need to be looking at what's next. Football ain't gonna last forever. So you need to be going to an institution where it's gonna give you the best education, gonna give you the best setup for life. And that's why people say, "Well, coach, why you always pushing CU?" Because I think when the young men that leave CU, they're gonna be prepared for life. You see them Jackson State boys coming all the way to Colorado, up under Coach Prime and getting with Coach Prime. Why? People don't do that for no reason. I know a lot of people gave Cam Newton a lot of flack for coming down to UCF and stuff like that. Well, Gus Malzahn was his coach. He gave him great guidance. He gave him great leadership. And when that's the kind of relationship you want to build with your players. Because Coach Prime can show, not only I've put great football players in the NFL, I've created great men. When you see those older guys coming back and pouring into those young men. So that's why I'm always push the CU program, because it's more than football. And that's how I coach. It's got to be more than just football, X's and O's. It's got to be more than that. So this is gonna help some programs and it's gonna hurt some programs. And that's just being frank. And it's gonna also even out some playing fields for some
Yeah.
programs. Uh, you already kind of see it in the playing of the playing fields with football right now. Any given Saturday, anybody can be beat. Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame, and they look like they fell off the face of the earth after that. But they can say they beat Notre Dame. You get what I'm saying? So you have to come ready. But I think this is gonna make young men make decisions quickly, make coaches make decisions quickly, and for you to lock up who you trying to lock up quickly. That's I mean that everything gonna have to happen fast in order for you to get to where you're trying to go.
I, well, Coach Dre, here's the thing that I love about this is I'm glad that they set this number at 105, because normal like walk-ons and stuff, you're looking at 115 to 125, depending on what school you at. Versus for walk-ons, they're just people that just players that just sitting on the squad. They can actually play. that actually has like gift and talent, they can go help somebody. Well, now you're going to eliminate about 25 players off a roster to be able to trickle to somebody else. So not only is parities really going to get big in college football, where year in, year out, you're not going to be able to say this team is better than this team because of the parity of football, but the lower levels of college football are going to get better because it's going to try to trickulate better players to them based upon the roster space of, hey, you only get 105, so now you got to be selective. Well, now what's really going to happen is these high school players that really thought they're like, oh, I can't give so-and-so and so-and-so an opportunity because they not this and they not that and they don't got this and they don't got that. Well, guess what? Now these high school kids going to really have to value offers, right? You got away for so long of not having to value offers and I just go walk onto this school because I can get this, and this, and then throw me a little money on the backside just to come there. Well, now you really, as a high school prospect, you really got to validate and value your offers. You can't even wait around no more because it's 105 spots. You got to think about there's kids that's going to come in for the transfer portal, and there's how many kids they're going to take out of high school, and how many kids are going to go to the pros. So there's going to be some amount of roster spots. You can't just hire kids on rosters no more. You actually got to evaluate kids and see, are they good enough to be in your program and stay in your program and develop? And so the best part about this whole thing is, as a high school prospect and as a parent, you better do your homework on these programs because you might get screwed in a situation that you don't want to be in. So you better do your homework because the notion of just going to go sit on a roster spot and say you're going to collect the championship, that's gone. NCAA took that away from you. It's gone. So you're going to have to go somewhere and you're going to have to value these scholarships.
And that's what I'm saying when I say they're going to level out the playing field, because now you were saying you had 125 to I think 140 on your roster. You going to 107. Now, I don't know if they're going to allow you to have practice players and stuff like that, but I don't think they will. And what that's going to do is that those kids, those diamond in the rough that Alabama was finding, or Alabama was keeping a roster spot for this kid, and you can't do that anymore. So now some of those kids that was going to Alabama, they might go to a Vanderbilt, or they might go to Arkansas or a lower level school. You're going to also see the pickup in the HBCU community, which is what I'm very happy about. Is you're going to see a lot of 3, and maybe even you might even find a couple 4 stars that get picked up in that HBCU realm, because of the simple fact is, this thing is moving so fast and I want to play. I think now that's the biggest thing for these kids. And I think Coach Prime is putting it on full display that if you're a good freshman, if you're a good kid coming out of high school, you should be able to come in there and compete to play. I think Georgia has a few freshmen out there. You see what Ryan Williams is doing at 17 years old on the college level for the University of Alabama. So now kids are trying to go somewhere where they can play, where they're going to compete to play. You see, we got Seaton out there. Michael Welch is doing a great job. Draylon Miller is out there competing. I think if Cam McHale hadn't had his injury, I think he'd be out there competing to play. Gage Goldberg, as I keep saying, he's been on every trip. He hasn't missed a trip. So what is showing is that I want to go somewhere where I can go in here and compete and help. If it's not in my position group, at least on special team as a true freshman. So that's what you're going to see kids start making their decisions off of. Not off of, I want to go to Alabama because, like he said, I can sit on the roster and maybe get a national championship and then get to play. No, I'm trying to go somewhere where I can play right now and show my value to the scouts in the NFL.
Honestly, it's really gonna come down to what you value, right? Would you rather be on the roster, sit there and might not play until your last year, or would you rather go somewhere and play and have film that can help you push you to be able to play one day in the NFL or the the XFL or the Canadian League? Like those jobs are limited. It's limited on how many roster spots. So if you don't got no film, guess what? You ain't going there. So what's your backup plan? At the end all be all, what's your backup plan? But we're gonna move this thing forward, man. We just want to start off this, and to open this thing up to give y'all an update of what's really going on in NCAA, what's going on that's going on to the future, that can impact college football the way you see it now to see it completely different 360 next year as far as the parity going on. But coming into this game, K-State, you're looking at K-State. We're gonna get into the offense. We talked about the defense last time, but we're gonna talk about the offense. I'm gonna tell you right now, we're not gonna be here long. Today's my son's birthday, so I got some things to do. But hey, y'all can always bless the cash out, send my son some happy birthday wishes. But yeah, we gonna get into this CU offense. We're gonna start the offensive line. What does the offensive line need to do to be able to help CU win on Saturday?
We just got to be consistent. We got to do what we did last year. The last 2 weeks ago when we went to UCF. We got to have a mindset that we're gonna come out here and block. That we gonna do our job. I didn't get a lot of holding penalties, and like I said, I think we found our 5 right now. I will go with that 5 going back out there until they show me that they can't get it done. I know Mears and Benson. I seen them in pass yesterday, so I think they're back. But one thing I really believe that we'll be ready to go. That we'll be ready to go up front. We just got to be consistent. We got to be consistent. We got to be able to run the ball, and we got to be able to block the pass rush.
Jay, I
give
agree.
Shador anywhere from three to.
Jada, I do agree with you. I think Benson will start at right tackle. Kareem will start at right guard this week. Coming off the bye week, we got some health, which what we needed. Some good rest, some quality rest. But I do think Benson will end up starting at right tackle this week, and we will see Kareem Harden at right guard. So we'll see. But when you look at this offensive line, and how they played at UCF and taking this into the bye week and coming out of the bye week to play Kansas State, what do you really want to see from the bookend tackles? Whether that be Benson, whether that be Houston, and we know Seaton on the left side. What do you want to see out of these bookend tackles this week?
I just want us to be consistent. I want us to reach that man. I want us to get back in our pass setting. I want us to talk up front. I think that's a misconception with offensive linemen. You got to talk up front. I tell my guys, we tell our guys all the time. We have the greatest offensive line coach I think in high school, and Coach Chris Phillips. And our biggest thing is you got to talk, fellas. You got to get up there and communicate. They're gonna try to do certain things to try to confuse you. You gotta play your keys. In pass protection, you don't have a man, you have a gap. So you just got to make sure you get back from. I want them tackles to make sure they get back, get pass set, make that man go around, make him do that loop, make him do the loop. So even if he gets back there, he gets past you, Shador has a lane to step up in because he made the loop. I still want that aggressiveness that I've been seeing out of Seaton. I like what I seen out of Houston and teach. He got that nasty dog in him. So I want to see that. But I just want to see the consistency. I want us to be able to run and pass the football. 60-40 is my balance. A lot of people want it 50-50. 60-40 is my balance. But as long as we can get those guys to go around and make the loop at that end, if they come inside, push them down or push them into that guard. But we just need to stay consistent and physical up front. That's what I want to see from the tackles.
So here's what I want to see out of this offensive line and all our tackles. Every week, I don't think people paid attention, but every week we've got a new wrinkle. We got a new wrinkle to this offense. And the offensive line have done certain things. What I want to see is will Pat Shurmur pull one of these tackles this week and get him out of space, because he's been trying to pull this off for the last couple of weeks, and we haven't been successful at it. But I think this might be the week where you really see these book tackles get out in space and start destroying some of these defensive backs and linebackers out in space. Because could you imagine being able to get seating to that next level, to take out a linebacker, take out a safety for us to hit a home run. And, you know, when you seeing the tight end come down crashing the DN, him coming down crash that DN is going to allow us to get that tackle to the next level, to open up the next hole for us. So what I really want to see is that aggressiveness stay, but even go up to another level. The nastiness, the dogness of just that grit of just, hey, we finna go get this first down in a running game. That's what I want to see from our book tackles this week. The interior, just do your assignment. Don't try to do somebody else's assignment. Just do your assignment and let everything else play its part out. And communication is always the key. Like Coach Dre said, communication on this offensive line, and all this will be good. Now, when we get outside of the offensive line play, we're going to go straight to the quarterback play. What are you looking forward to seeing Shedeur Sanders this week against K-State?
Again, I just want him to be consistent. I want him to do what Shedeur Sanders do. When they give you that lane to run, if you don't see nothing, I want you to go in and take them yards, because we don't want to get sacks and get behind the sticks. We want to stay in front of the sticks. So I want you to step up in the pocket. I know it's harder. I know it's easier said than done, but I want you to step up in that pocket and get those yards. I want us to stay in those run plays if we got them, but if you see it and you feel like we can get out them and get into a quick pass play, because I want y'all to understand that when we run them bubble screens and them quick hitches and stuff, that ain't nothing but really a run play. It's not really a pass play. For a pass play, I'm looking for more than 5 to 6 yards. So if it's them quick hitches, those little bubbles, all we really doing is running. Run plays. So, but I just want him to be consistent and be himself. Let's not make too many mental errors, and Shedeur doesn't do that often. Last week was one of that first drive, and that was it. But just be consistent, be consistently great, because he has it in him. He's our leader, so I just expect him to be consistent in what he does, and whatever that is, whatever the play call is, getting us in the right play. If it's not the right play, or if he feels he sees something else we can get into, that's what we need to get into. But that's what I'm looking for from Shedeur on Saturday. And again, let's not get, and I know Shedeur's not, but don't want to get caught up in the hype of Dylan Edwards coming back. You get what I'm saying? It's only a big game because it's the next game. I just want us to be consistent in what we're doing.
Hey, that's facts. So, what am I looking at Shedeur Sanders this week? I'm just looking for him just to be himself. Be calm, organize the team, get us into the right play, and just get the ball out quick. Get the ball out quick. Let the playmakers do their job. Don't hold the ball. If it ain't third, it ain't third. Throw the ball away. Just keep the game simple, right? And let your playmakers do the work for you. Now, that's all I want to see out of Shedeur Sanders. Is just let your playmakers do the work for you. Get the ball at your hand quick. Don't hold it. You get the protection. You better step up into the pocket, deliver it. Let's get it going. Right? Collect first downs. That's all you want to see is collect first downs, move the chains, and keep it going. So now let's get to the running back room, right? When you look at this running back room, we got 3 running backs right now that any one of them can get the ball and they can make something happen out of it, right? So which running back are you looking most forward to having a great game against Kansas State? And how do you see the running backs overall performing this week?
I'm looking forward to Isaiah. He's been showing every week. He's been getting better and better. Like I say, I got 2 power backs, 2 guys that can hit that hole, get me them tough yards. But Isaiah, he can get me them tough yards. But I know if he hit it the right way, he out of there. So I'm looking forward to seeing Isaiah and seeing what he does coming off a good UCF game. Hopefully, he's having a great week of practice. Overall, I think we have a great running back room. Michael Welch as a freshman, he's my guy. But and then Dellen is getting healthier, and you can see why he was that guy as a true freshman at Ohio University. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. We have 3 solid backs that we feel good. I'm not so overly concerned with one of them getting 100 yards as long as we get 150 yards total from the backs. If one of them get over 100 and then the rest, you get what I'm saying, that's good. But I'm way more concerned with us just making sure that we get 150 yards of total rushing offense from those guys. They've been doing a great job of picking up the blitz, getting out the backfield. I think Coach Pat has been doing a great job of implementing them in the pass game. So that's what I'm looking forward to from those guys in the backfield. I want to see a little bit more of that two-back situation that Coach Pat was running. I want to see a little bit more of that. But I'm liking what I see, and I think we got a great field of backs back there. 3 guys that can take it to the house at any time.
Here's what I'll tell anybody. If you think Mike West is gimpy and if Mike West does not play, guess what? We got Draylon Miller. So we got another running back that we can put back there, and that can cause some damage. I'm definitely with you. I do want to see that 12 personnel being ran, seeing 2 running backs in the backfield at times. I think that'll be key for us, especially when we get to like a second and medium, to put 2 running backs in the backfield and let the defense make a business decision, right? And give Shedeur that option to get these running backs out in space, to be able to create some creativity in the offense to move the chains. My biggest thing with this running back is, man, just keep staying consistent, keep chopping wood, keep being able to just, hey, when you get your touch, get your opportunity, I want you to run the hardest you can run. Like you ain't gonna get the ball again. Just run as hard as you can run, like you ain't gonna get the ball again. And one of these times, because our running backs are due for a 30, 40-yard run. They due for one. And that time could be coming soon, because when you look at how K-State runs this 3-3-5, they give you opportunities to hit a hole and gash them. I've seen it in every single game. I've seen a running back go for a 30 or 40-yard run in this 3-3-5. They will give you opportunities. If you put your foot in the ground and get up north, they will allow you to have a big run on them. I've seen it over and over. I done watched every K-State game up to date. They will give you opportunities in this running game if you're willing to take them. If you're willing to play complimentary football, they're going to give you opportunities to run the ball on them. They're just point proven. I don't care what you're talking about, because as much as I see, and here's the crazy part, as much as I see these K-State insiders talk about the game, they never talk about K-State's defense. They always talk about K-State's offense versus our defense, but they never talk about their defense. Like, there ain't no problem on their defense. There's a problem on their defense. Do we need to go back and K-State has not performed on the road at all this year. I'm just being honest. K-State has not played good on the road all year. We can start the first game when they was on the road. Tulane destroyed them for 400 yards in a passing game, let alone what they did in the running game. Then you're going to go to BYU? What did BYU do to you? So there's going to be opportunities on K-State's defense. And for the K-State fans that don't, and the K-State insiders that's inside the program that doesn't talk about their defense and only talks about their offense, hey, J-Dot, that's what I'm saying. There is a lot wrong with it. There's a lot. And they just act like that's just oblivious. Like, it's oblivious. Like, but here's what I'm saying to you. We play complimentary football and move the chains, then we put K-State in a problem they don't want to get into. Imagine Colorado being up 14 points and K-State got to pass the ball.
It's the same thing we've been playing. It's the same thing we've been playing for the last 2-3 weeks. These guys want to run the football. That's what they coach like to do. If you get them down and make them have to throw us the football, he gonna do the KJ Jefferson. I told y'all before we play UCF, I said if you make KJ throw the ball, he'll throw it to us. He will throw it to us, right directly to us. This quarterback, he's a little better thrower than KJ. I'll give him that. But Rob brings up a great point. Every K-State, like I said, I don't get involved in. I don't watch them guys because I'm just concentrating on what we got to do. But I've never heard anybody talk about their defense. I hear everybody talk about how great an offense they got, their running backs, the quarterback, but I never hear about the defense like that. And that's if I was them, that would be concerning to me. Like you say, you go all the way back to Tulane, you go back to BYU. They've been getting gas, but their offense have been covering up for their defense, and I think that's really their thing. Is hey, I just need y'all to maybe give me 1 or 2 stops. I know y'all ain't gonna stop nobody, but if y'all can muster up 1 or 2 stops, then we can overcome that. So, but we just gotta go out and do our job. That's all we can control is what we doing, and everything else will take care of itself.
Here's an interesting fact that I think a lot of people don't know. I want you to go back these last 3 years under their head coach they currently is at K-State. How does K-State perform after a bye week? It's not been pretty. I can tell you that. Every bye week K-State has had under this current head coach, they have not played great. And they're on the road. But what do I know? I just see the facts, and I'm just giving y'all what the facts are. If you go back and look at K-State's last 3 years, coming off a bye week, they have not performed well. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. They get into a bye week, and they just go into relax mode. But they haven't performed. But they've been doing a lot of chirping. I give them that. It is what it is. All we gotta do is just focus on what we can control in this situation. And what we can control is come out playing complimentary football on the offensive side and playing physical and fast on the defensive side. And let's see how things play out. But this game is like literally this game is gonna come down to who can convert on third downs. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Who can convert on third downs is what this game gonna come to. Because first and second down, it's gonna be a hit. It's gonna be a hit and miss. But who can convert better on third downs and who don't turn over the ball is gonna control this game. Let's just play it out simple how it is. So, hey, now let's move on to the wide receivers. Will Shepherd had his comeback party last week, which I said, hey, Will Shepherd was gonna be that person because they was gonna be eyeing on Jimmy, they was gonna be eyeing on Tay, and that's gonna open the doors up for Will Shepherd last week. Travis is gonna be Travis, but coming into this week, K-State, who do you see as going to be the wide receivers to look out for this week?
I'm gonna shock some people. I think Tim is gonna have a game. I think Tim is gonna have himself a game. Every week somebody surprises me. Tay, Jimmy, and Will have been consistent. We getting Jimmy the ball. Jimmy gonna do something special on special teams for me this week. But Tim is getting comfortable. He's getting comfortable, and I feel like he gonna go out there in his spots and he gonna make something happen when he gets his opportunity. Kind of the same way how Barney Miller did that week. I think that he's going to be able to get open, catch the ball, and I know he can. He got nice speed. He can do something, but it's pick your poison with us. It's pick your poison with us. We got 5 to 6 guys that we feel comfortable with out there at that wide receiver. Like I say, Travis is gonna be Travis. Jimmy gonna be Jimmy. LeJontay gonna be LeJontay, and Will gonna be Will. Drake, always spectacular with the ball in his hands. Like I say, I hope Caleb has got a little healthier. I think when he gets healthy, he's gonna be able to help. But Timmons has been showing me consistently the last few weeks that he's been getting out there, especially in his blocking. But he's been running great routes, catching the ball. So I believe Timmons might have himself a ball game this week. And that's come from his preparation and the way I watch him get prepared for football games. So I'm gonna go with Timmons, who I think might have a breakout game this week.
My key interesting thing this week to watch is where does Travis Hunter line up this week? I got a strong feeling that you might see Travis a lot in the slot. And the reason why I'm saying this is because they play a lot of zone, and that middle of K-State defense is open, and it's opportunity for yak yards. And if you break one tackle, you can take it to the house. But my player that I'm picking in the wide receiver room this week, I'm going with Jimmy Horn. The reason why I'm going with Jimmy Horn is that I just see him catching the slant pass and being able to catch one of them deep slants, deep posts, I should say, not slant, but deep posts in the middle of the field from Shador this week. I'm looking for Jimmy Horn to have his breakout week, like he did week 1 against NDSU. This is going to be the week that I see Jimmy Horn breaking out. But I'm very interested to see what they do with Travis this week, because I got a feeling they're going to use Travis in the slot a little bit more this week. And you might see Timmons on the outside, or you might see Amarion in the game and Will in the game at the same time, and you put Travis in the slot. If you see it, just remember where you heard this from now. Just remember where you heard this from. But that's how I see the wide receivers playing out. Because one thing I can say, K-State is going to give up something in their passing game. I don't care who they play, whether the quarterback was below average, above average. They're going to give us some passing yards. It's been proven week in and week out. So we going to see. What I can say is K-State is getting back their biggest D tackle, but how much he's going to play is still going to be to determine. But they're supposed to get back their big defensive tackle this week. So let's see how much the key that he plays into their game. If he does start, how much is he out there? But I think we should be able to move the ball down the field and do what we want to do against this K-State defense. And the most important thing about me coming out this week is always keep the chains moving, possess the football, and we can control the game. Because guess what? If we're scoring, we're getting first downs, you're going to put the pressure on K-State to say they got to score with you every possession. And guess what? If you get them into a passing downs and you get them in passing situations, I love our opportunities to win this football game. Just being honest. Because, Dre, give me your thoughts, your overall assessment, how you want to see this offense floor. What are some things that you want to see, and your message to this offense for the week?
I just want my message. If I was, in that room, my message would be, fellas, let's just stay consistent. Let's start fast. Whenever it is we get the ball, whether it's after if we know we want to put the defense out there first, but if we have to go out there first, let's start fast. Let's be physical. Let's do our job. We only can control what we can control. Let's be physical up front. It starts up front. If we ain't physical up front, we can't go nowhere. That's the biggest key. Stay. Let's do our assignment. Make sure we running the right routes. Make sure we where we supposed to be. Make sure we listening to the reads. We'll be home, so I don't think the crowd noise will be so bad when we're on offense. Stay in the moment. Stay in the moment. Right now, we control our own destiny in the Big 12. So we got to stay in the moment. We know what we got on defense. We have a great defense. Let's not turn the ball over. Let's not put our defense in situations where they're already got their backs against the walls. Running backs hold on to the football. Quarterbacks, let's not throw interceptions. And let's just be consistent and let's play Colorado Buffalo football. We're not concerned with whatever they have going on. It's about what we doing. Not about what they're not going. Don't let them dictate to us what we gonna do. We gonna dictate to y'all what we gonna do. We gonna run it when we get ready. We gonna pass it when we get ready. And y'all ain't gonna be able to stop it long as we can block it. You gotta feel good. I seen somebody say we have been getting the tight ends involved. I got to give a big shout out to Coach Bartolone and what he's done with Smalls. But again, I'm just a nobody, man. I don't know football. I really don't. But I told people the kid was a first-class tight end. I thought when I saw him in high school, I thought he was I just said, hey, that kid's gonna be a great tight end. But they made him a defensive end. He became a 5-star. That's where he is. But now he's back at tight end, and he's doing phenomenal out there. He's gonna call a couple of passes. He's a guy that can that's a big body, and he's blocking great. So I want him to continue to give, but you got to give Coach Bartolone a hand clap for what he's done with Smalls and Pearson, 2 guys that were on defense. He got them this offseason, turned them back into great tight ends, and they're helping our football team. I just want to see us be consistent. Like I say, my consistency is 60-40, whichever way that is. If it's 60 run, 40 pass, or if it's 40 or 60 pass, 40 run, I'm cool with that because I know that we're capable of doing what we need to do when we do that. Stay, like he said, keep the chain. Well, long as we keep getting first downs, we moving down the field. We getting closer and closer to that end zone. We won't always do what's right. The little things is what matter right now, fellas. We got to be watching. Make sure you're watching the film. You should be able to tell your coaches who their best defensive lineman is. Receivers, you should be able to tell your coaches who their best DB is. What you like and what you see. Because, again, a coach can only do so much. He's not out there on the football field. You are. And you need to be able to tell coach, hey, I see this, coach. Maybe we can see this. Rob, make a good idea about maybe moving Travis inside and stuff like that. But what the biggest thing is, guys, don't get wrapped up or let's play in every moment. Again, we got to win right now. We should have won Monday. Hopefully, we won Tuesday. We need to win today, Thursday, and Friday. And then we can have a party on Saturday. When you win during the week, fellas, it sets up for a great Saturday. And as always with Coach Dre, my goal is to wake up Sunday morning and be 1-0. That's always the goal. Nothing more, nothing less. I ain't looking forward to no, hey, can I be 1-0 on Sunday morning? Because if I'm 1-0 on Sunday morning, that means we've did our job. We need to do our part, just like defense need to do their part, and special teams need to do their part. Let us not be the reason that we're not 1-0 on Saturday. We don't want to be the guys to say, hey, well, those, offense couldn't do this and offense couldn't do that. Let's be consistent. Always, let's be selfless, not selfish. We can get the job done.
That's facts. Hey, shout out to Coach Dre Mike, man. Y'all extra crispy today, man. Extra crispy, man. Hey, y'all was getting on about it. So, hey, he got that mic extra crispy. So y'all know what's going on. Y'all hear him loud and clear. It ain't no breakup, nothing. Y'all hear that thing, man. Y'all hear it. But we had a question in the chat. I just started so I can come back to it today. So, now, any updates regarding how many recruits on this list? What I'll say to you is about the recruits. We do got a big time recruit coming in, a high 4-star, borderline 5-star that's coming in this week. He was originally committed to UCF. That's going to be in Boulder. This weekend it's not going to be you're going to see some players there, but they're setting up the major weekend for Cincinnati. Cincinnati is where you're going to see all the big-time recruits come in. That's, again, that they're going to really be focused on because a lot of the players that they're after happens to have a bye week or things in his schedule works out for them to be at that game. So a lot of things they're setting up for is going to be the Cincinnati game, which is the next home game. This home game is definitely going to be some recruits there. You're going to see a lot of local recruits at the game. But as far as like national recruits, you're going to see a good amount. But that Cincinnati game is where they're going to where they're putting all the marbles in and everything in for that game. So I'm gonna open this thing up, man, for like 5-10 minutes for people to come up. If y'all want to ask us a question, anything like that, as long as you don't say nothing crazy, do nothing crazy, we good. But I'm opening this thing up, man, because I haven't talked to y'all in a while. So hey, we got this thing open up for y'all. So y'all just hit the link if y'all want to come up, per shot, bro. Me and Coach Dre for a quick minute before we get up out this thing, because hey, I gotta get up out of here. Today my son's birthday. Appreciate everybody that for smashing that like button for us. Getting us in the algorithm. All the links are out this week. I saw the one link. So we'll always, I'll be live in Boulder from the pep rally. I'll be live pregame. I'll be live in the stadium. So hey, y'all just pull up. If y'all want to see what's going on, things like that, man. Y'all pull up. Let us know if anything that y'all want to see during the pregame. While I'm at the stadium, this, that, and the third. Let me know. I'm gonna get everything I can for y'all content wise, man. All I ask is y'all just smash the like button, share the stream, and we gonna make it possible for y'all. But what up, Dale, man? What's going on?
What's going on, y'all? You know, I don't really got no questions, man. I just had to tap in with the good guys, man. How y'all feeling today?
Man, we
You
feeling
know
good,
us,
man.
man. We feeling good. You know, off day for me. Well, it ain't an off day because I'm watching film. But the boys, we out of school today and tomorrow. Know why? But
Yeah, I'm about to say you good. You all boarded up and all that. That rain
I
got you.
mean, it's not as bad. It's not as bad up this way. Like people be wondering why I don't never want to leave Gainesville because when hurricanes come, it don't like in Gainesville. It don't really like we get rain, we get wind, and with the track kind of moving kind of southly, we're not even in the cone, right? We're not even in the cone.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, and it's a good thing, you know. God don't make no mistakes. Like I say, we got way worse with Helene and them people that got that hurricane force wind and all that stuff. They're not gonna get that. So that's the biggest thing, that them people can still kind of recover. I do hate it for the Tampa area, Sarasota, Fort Myers. They're gonna get hit probably the hardest. But yeah, I'm good. You know, the boys, they out of school today and tomorrow. They got check in at about an hour and a half. They better call. If they don't call, they know what it is. Because we got to keep an eye on these characters. That's way too much free time for me, for them. Uh, but no, it's been good though. It's been good, man. Can't complain with especially what we had to deal with this year, and people thinking we wasn't gonna be what we knew we could be. And that's what I be trying to tell people. You don't let people tell you what you can't do. Uh, you have to believe in what you have in the room. Whatever you got in the room, you got to coach it up. That's real coaching, and that's why I never got mad last year with Colorado. Is because you seeing once you get the right people in the room, it's simple, it's easy. What you did with not so much in your room like you thought there was, what they did with that is amazing. So you know, we
Yeah,
just
I
don't want
agree
these
with
like
that.
yeah.
I don't I said it after last season. I didn't even want anybody talking to me about last season because we knew what that was. I mean, we kind of came in late. You know, when Prime got hired, he came in late. Came in right before signing day. The portal had the first portal window had already opened. 75% of the guys who went through winter workout and all that type of stuff, they left after the spring. So you had a whole new team coming in the summertime. So any and everything that happened last season, I don't want to hear nothing about it. Different mentality, different players, different coaches, and you can see it, you know, day in and day out on the field. So I agree with that, man. That last year, yeah, I can say about that last year commentary.
I mean, and then like I say, I think that's why the NCAA is making these rules that they're making because of that. Because of that, like you say, you got to give a coach a time frame to get in here and do what he needs to do. You said, like you say, I mean, the school. That's why you're gonna see schools fire coaches in the next few weeks. Just because of the simple fact is, we got to get us a coach in here where I can have this staff, because 9 times out of 10, this is how things work. We'll break this down to folks that maybe don't know. So I'm gonna just use Florida. Even I don't know if Billy gonna get fired, so I don't tell nobody I said, oh, Coach J said Billy gonna get. No, I didn't say that. So if Napier was to get fired within the next 2 or 3 weeks, that staff, the staff would not leave. Just Coach Napier would be fired. They would hire an interim coach from that staff, but it will give the University of Florida a chance to go out and hire them a coach, and him to be getting his staff ready and be behind the scenes working while this other staff is coaching the team. He also have the chance to interview those guys to see if he want to keep any of them. But his main focus will be on the recruiting aspect and getting guys in here because he's the next head coach. So that's the main reason. Same thing with the portal guys. So that's why you're going to see coaches get fired, which is a bad thing, within the next few weeks. Especially when you get to about week 10, about week 9 or 10, and if you don't have any hopes of making your conference championship, If you ain't in no bowl situation, and even some teams that might be in bowl situations that are looking for a new coach, you might see them get rid of that coach way before the bowl game, so that coach can get in there and get the guys he wanted. He's not behind the 8 ball. Because like Dale said, Coach Prime was behind the 8 ball. All the good transfers had already said they were going this place. So when he pulled Kamani McLean out out of the sky, you know what I'm saying? That's just diligence to him. So I think you will see a lot of changes in that aspect. It's sad for coaches. I'm a coach, so I never really want to see coaches fired. But Prime said something when he left Jackson. As a coach, either you're fired or promoted. That's what it is for coaches. That's just basically it. There's no wiggle room in between. You're either fired or promoted. And so, like I said, we don't want to hear about last year. We want to talk. But the coach said some real stuff. We were 4-1 this time last year. Now, what are we going to do to be different? We had 4 wins this time last year.
Hey, Pastor, if this Pastor E. Dewey Smith, you're welcome to come up and talk, baby. You're welcome to come up and talk for sure. But this team, you're right. E. Dewey Smith, the team is built off love, each other. You see a different bond this year. Like, that's just flat out what you see. You see a different bond. You see a different respect. Just in the locker room from not just the players but the coaches. You see a unity between the player and the coaches. You can see the separation and the parting of the seas last year of who wanted to be there and who didn't want to be there. Even the guys is red shirting this year. You can still see how they're still locked in, even though they're just practicing. They're still locked into the team, and they haven't separated themselves or outed themselves to this team yet. So, when you really break and look at this team overall this year, the unity, the brotherhood that Coach Prime has been trying to put in place is here. And a lot of people keep trying to break that bond and trying to put players against players. It's kind of stupid. It really is. And that's what I think people don't understand is, like, you going out to try to compare this player to that player, and why this player playing over this player, it really don't be adding up, because it's like during the season, everybody's gonna get their time. And I think that's what a lot of people miss. Are you taking advantage of your opportunities? Everybody's gonna get an opportunity this year to go out and go play. Did you take care of your opportunity? Did you do the proper things to prepare yourself for the opportunity? And when you got the opportunity, did you strive in the opportunity, or did you just it didn't matter, right? And those are the things that people miss a lot of the times is when people are like, well, this person ain't playing, that person ain't playing. Well, that person is playing. They just not striving in their opportunity. That's just a matter. What you put on film is going to come to light. And I think people forget about that. What you put on film is going to come to light. If you don't do it at practice, how can I expect you to do it in the game? And I get it. Everybody's not going to be a practice player. Some things just click on game days. But if you're not a practice player, what else are you doing to separate yourself, to put you in a light to play? Are you studying your film? Are you putting extra reps in the weight room? Are you getting your classwork done? What are you doing to separate yourself to get on the field? Because there is a mental side of football. And I think a lot of people forget about this. 80% to 20%. 80% of it will, 20% of it skill. Like, that's just the matter of it. Are you mentally ready for the journey that you're about to go on? Your skill is going to take care of itself, but are you ready for it?
I mean, it's that's just the truth. When I first started coaching, I was a young coach with a bunch of older guys, and I listened to them. I used to sit around and listen to them talk. And I'm from an old country town, and the old people always said, You got to be thankful for where you at, for God to put you where you need to be. And so what you saw us do last year, especially here on this channel, you know, Dev was here with us, is we was thankful for where we was. We couldn't, I mean, what did y'all want us to do? I mean, they were 1-8 the year before. And the man came in on a short period of time. Now a lot of people are getting to see what me, Rob, Dev, and some other people that were up here talking that we told you guys there was some stuff going on inside that, hey, it might not have been, everybody might not have been on the same page. Everybody wasn't for everybody. And now when you see that Coach Prime was thankful for where he was, now look at where God's gonna take him. Like I told you, I've seen this before. This ain't nothing new with him. He know what he doing. He know the path that he has to take to get through it. He know it's not gonna be the easiest path, and it's not gonna be a path that's liked by everybody. But that's because everybody doesn't like structure. Everybody doesn't like.
Coach is heating up. He'll be back.
Yeah. So before he jump back on, while he getting this stuff situated, how you feel about? Oh, there you go.
Oh, no, Prime doesn't operate like that. He never has. From high school, when he had his little league team, to Jackson State. Again, y'all just go back and watch it. The Jackson State stuff is documented on YouTube. You can go watch that first COVID season and the season after the COVID season. That's on YouTube. And you go watch how he came in here and he just straight up told some people, this ain't gonna cut it. And it was about the little stuff, not the big stuff. You know what I'm saying? You saw last week a team. Tell me, anybody in here that's in this chat, y'all tell me y'all pick Vandy to beat Alabama in a million years. Just tell me you pick Alabama to beat Vandy. The 4.0 school. You got to have a 4.0 to get into Vandy. Believe me, I know. I'm talking about it's rigorous to get into Vandy. And that coach said it's just the best is yet to come because he believes in what he's building. A lot of people, y'all building your houses on anything. Somebody give you some land, you don't go test the soil or nothing. You just go, I don't care, got some land finna put my house on it. Then when your house get knocked down, you wonder why, or it sink or something go wrong with it. Cause you want it quick, fast, and in a hurry. I tell you, it's the microwave age of living. I never thought I'd go in the store and see cake that you can put in the microwave. Cake? You can put cake in the microwave? Gotta be crazy.
So we got a question from the chat right quick. How would it be determined if how would it be determined if CU, BYU, Iowa State ended the season undefeated in conference? Who plays for the Big 12 championship? One, I don't think all three teams will go undefeated in the Big 12. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
But don't Iowa don't play BYU? Iowa State don't play BYU this year?
No, but also Iowa State does play the rest of they play K-State. They play Utah, still left. So they got some games on their schedule. BYU has an easier schedule than Iowa State does. Iowa State still has to go through Utah. They still have to go through Utah and K-State. Iowa State does. BYU, in a sense, really doesn't have to go through anybody. BYU just has to play Utah. That's it. So Iowa State is going to be more tougher road, but BYU just has to play Utah. And the rest of who they play are the bottom teams in the Big 12. But to be honest with you, I don't think I don't think all three teams will go undefeated in Big 12 play. I don't see it.
Yeah, and I think to that point, if Iowa State has to play Kansas, you said Kansas State, then
You
that
said
would be you said Iowa State has to play Kansas State still.
they still have to play Kansas State and Utah.
Okay, so say they beat. So, kind of to answer the question, we need to either win both of the Kansas State Utah games or one of the others. So it'll be some sort of tiebreaker potentially. So say Iowa State loses to Kansas State and we beat Kansas State and we end up with the same record and we both beat Utah, then we would get in over Iowa State because we got the tiebreaker in
Well,
In the head-to-head matchup again.
yeah, in head-to-head.
Yep.
Yep.
well, here's my thing though, because I get everybody's on this hype train with Iowa State. I don't think Iowa State could lose this weekend to West Virginia. And West Virginia. And I think a lot of people sleeping on West Virginia. West Virginia is a lot better than what people think they are. And you got to go. And Morgantown is a weird place to play at. And I don't think people really put that together. But Iowa State could lose this weekend. And that could change the whole Big 12 landscape right there.
Well, Jay, who is Black Tech? JJ? Who J Dot talking about when he say Black Tech?
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, when you look at Iowa State, they got to go West Virginia this weekend, which is going to be a night game, which is always a weird place to play in Morgantown, right? You still got Utah on the schedule, and you got K-State on the schedule.
Iowa State has to play Texas Tech.
Oh
and
yeah,
they play Texas Tech that night.
Okay, so that's two teams that both teams play. So that's what they're gonna go by. Even though I think it's stupid, I think they need to go back. I think the same thing I think with the SEC. Well, that's 3 teams right there. Everybody has to, that each one of those teams that have to. Well, BYU play that we play.
Well, no, excuse me. Colorado and Iowa State play the 3 of the same teams.
But who does BYU play that we play besides
Only
Kansas
Utah,
State?
I believe.
I don't think they play K-State. I think they play Utah.
Didn't BYU beat K-State already?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. They destroyed K-State.
Okay,
BYU.
so that's what I'm saying.
But they got to play Utah still.
So that's what I'm saying.
I'm pulling it up right now, guys. Hold on one second.
Okay.
So BYU still actually has to play. Whoa, wait a minute. Am I looking at this right? What's this month? So the BYU plays Arizona this weekend, right?
Yeah, so
I just want to make sure I'm looking at this. I just want to make sure I'm looking at the correct schedule.
So they got Oklahoma State, UCF, Utah, and Kansas.
Yeah, Oklahoma State, UCF, Utah, Kansas. So they play 5 of the teams that we played actually.
So see that's what to even it out. If we was to go undefeated, they'll go by who beat. You get what I'm saying? That's what they'll go by. Even though I don't like that, that's what they'll go by.
Okay, that's 5 teams. Yep. So they still have Oklahoma State left, Arizona left, UCF left, Utah left, and Kansas. They've already played.
Here's the thing that I love about our schedule, though. We got K-State, right? We got Arizona, and we play Cincinnati. We're gonna pretty much know what we stand at in the Big 12 by the time this month ends. Like you can already project like who's gonna be in the Big 12 championship by this time this month ends. That's the best thing about this month is we got 2 buys, but also we only got 3 games. 3 games?
Well, we only got 1 bye. We only got 1 bye left. We only got 1 bye left.
But we only got 3 games this month, which is Kansas State, Arizona, and Cincinnati. And then we go on a bye. Then we go to Texas Tech. So we only technically got three games this month. And then we go on another bye.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So with that being said, our landscape to know where we really sit on the Big 12, we gonna know by the end of this month. Because the other teams are gonna play in the Big 12, and most of the teams won't have a bye during the month of October. So the standings is just gonna keep changing week by week. But we're gonna really know where we stand by the end of the month. We go 3-0 out of the month, right? Think about it. When you look at what BYU has to play. They got Oklahoma State, UCF, Utah. I want to say this month. And so then you look at Iowa State, they got West Virginia. I want to say they got West Virginia and Utah. So Utah's finna go through a rough part of their schedule with playing ranked teams. So a lot of the madness and what we're gonna see is all gonna be put into place over these next 3 weeks. So it's gonna give us a good rough idea where everything's gonna stand at in the Big 12. But Dad, man, how you feeling about this weekend, man? What's your expectation? What you see? How you feel about it?
Man, I was gonna ask you similar. As far as this game, man, I expect to see a lot like last week. I expect to see a lot like last week. I think the only difference with Kansas State is they're more finesse team, a little bit faster. You got a faster quarterback. I wouldn't say they have better. I think UCF has better running back depth. I think when you kind of add up all the running backs with R.J. Harvey, Penny Boone, and the other dude, of course, Kansas State got Giddens. So you can kind of put him in R.J. Harvey's kind of, the same type of caliber running back. But I don't think they have, somebody like Penny Boone behind him. And then UCF got the third guy. But just a lot more faster, a lot more finesse. They're going to try to get to the outside, which is different in UCF trying to, run between the tackles and stuff like that. So I think it's just all about containing the edge with those DNs who have been playing great. Hopefully Dayon comes back. He 100%. He can keep doing his thing. We saw Samuel last week. Arden Walker stepped up huge on the edge. So as long as we can contain the edge, man, and get a hat on the quarterback if he does slip up and try to get between those tackles, man, I expect this to be a lot like UCF, man. I ain't gonna say we're gonna blow them out, but they ain't winning. I can't see that.
Yeah. I mean, this the only thing with the UCF, and y'all see it now, is they were masking a lot of stuff that, I just don't get into because it's just, it's irrelevant. But they was masking a lot of stuff that you got to see the frustration quickly. The one thing I don't think we'll see with K-State is that. Now they running their mouths a little reckless, but I tell people that's the first sign of being scared. When I'm not talking to you and you just come out the blue and go to talk like, you get what I'm saying? This ain't a boxing match. You ain't got to sell this. Colorado on the marquee. Like whenever Muhammad Ali was on the marquee, you ain't have to sell the match. Muhammad Ali on the marquee. You get what I'm saying? That's all Muhammad Ali fighting. Floyd Mayweather fighting. You ain't got to sell this fight. So when you go to talking just to talk, that's the first sign of fear to me. I used to tell people that all the time with Floyd Mayweather fight. I'm like, oh, he's scared. You ain't really got to say much. Floyd gonna sell the fight. It's Floyd Mayweather. Everybody want to see Floyd Mayweather talk. They coming to see him lose. You ain't got to sell the fight. But when you go to talking reckless just to talk reckless, and the offensive line saying I didn't know they was that physical up front. I just don't be getting it.
Is it anything from Kansas State that y'all see that I wouldn't say worries you, but kind of like, hey, we gotta, this is something that they do that, kind of is a cause for concern?
I mean, like you said, this game is similar to UCF in a way. And the reason why I say that is because UCF has a big tight end that they try to use. K-State got a big tight end that they're going to try to use. Now, K-State will have more tight end personnel on the field, so they will go to a 12 personnel a lot more than UCF. But their main objective is to find a way to get the ball to 31 and keep the ball in two's hand. Are you scared on the outside with the wide receiver group? I don't think their wide receivers present the same thing as UCF wide receiver group does. I think UCF had a better receiving core. They just didn't have a quarterback that could get them the ball. That's just point blank period. But I don't see Kansas State trying to throw a deep shot or like UCF did and just challenge our corners. I don't see that happening. But I do see them trying to, if they got an opportunity to pour the ball and throw a quick slant, they're gonna do it. If they got an opportunity to get the ball at their hands quick and get it to the perimeter, they're gonna try it. But Kansas State will utilize their tight ends a lot more. So you gotta always understand where the tight ends are at, because if you focus so much on a running back, they will slip them tight ends behind your linebackers and in front of those safeties and dump the ball off to them. So those are the things that you worry about with K-State is understanding formations, understanding your assignment, and understanding that the tight end will release every now and then. And understanding that you got to pay attention where tight ends are lined up, because they will move and motion the tight ends. But overall, when you look at Kansas State offensive wise, it does look similar to North Dakota State with a mixture of UCF combined. That's how I look at K-State.
The thing that concerns me is I think they have a better coordinator. I think he dials the plays up a little better than UCF. But not as good as North Dakota State. So that's my thing. I think we're gonna, like Rob just said, they like to use the tight ends. Our linebackers gonna have to stay awoke. I think they're gonna try to do a lot of that read pass option. Stick the ball in the running back's belly, try to pull it out and try to get the running back to step up, because running backs are taught to come forward first and try to get all a quarterback wants you to do is take that first step, and like you say, them slants to be open, tight end, behind the safety, behind the linebacker, trying to right there and there before the safety. So that's what concerns me. But as far as just you lining up thinking you gonna run the ball, that don't bother me. I think we got good enough linebackers to tackle, and we just got to be for sure tacklers this week. We definitely got to be for sure tacklers. I want Shedeur to wrap up when he in there. I don't want him to just come down and try to kill somebody. I want him to wrap up, because that guy is a load. That's that 31. He's a load, and then I think they're gonna try to get your boy the ball in different kind of spots. Don't be surprised if he lined up in the slot. I think they'll try to get him the ball on the jet sweep. I think I seen them do the little jet bubble with him where he come, they fake the jet and he bubbles out and they get him the ball. And then I think he gonna try to, and I need our special teams to be like they was at UCF and not before the game before UCF, because you can't let them get the momentum off of Dylan Edwards' punt return or something like that. So that's kind of stuff that worries me.
All right, this the week. Like I said, this the week where you gonna see the best 11 special team players play. Like, you can't afford to do anything else. The best 11 players got to play. I don't care. They got to play on special teams. Whoever your best 11 players is, they better be out there, because we don't need no explosive plays out of Dylan Edwards at all whatsoever to help them even gain momentum. Don't even put that in the atmosphere.
I think somebody like him, because Coach Ray was the same way. I know what they're gonna do with Dylan when he comes in, Rob, and everybody else that just watches what they do. You can't let somebody like him beat you offensively, right? Because he doesn't get a lot of touches on offense. They keep him around 7, 8 touches. He get about 4 or 5 handoffs and a couple passes. But hey, the handoffs are gonna be outside zones. They're gonna be to the outside. And like Coach Dre said, if he's in the slide, it's gonna be a jet sweep or a bubble, and if he releases out the backfield, it's a wheel. So you can't get beat on stuff that you would know is happening, right? Like if you see him in, hey, listen, if he's motion across this way, hey, backside or play side, you know what you're looking at. That should be shut down anyway, right? But I do think you have to keep him out of that punt return specifically. Like, I ain't gonna say kick it out of bounds, but don't kick it to him. That's the one place that I don't want to see him on no punt returns. But offensively,
I'll say this: when Dylan Edwards really comes in the game, majority of the time they don't even give him the ball. It's more just for eye candy, just to get you to shift your defense. He really not touching the ball when he comes in.
That's what I was just finna say, Dale. That's my whole thing. I think with them is just like you just said. Once you start hollering alert, he in the game, this and this, I think they'll start trying to do little stuff to where, hey, let's motion him, fake the bubble, pump him the bubble and try to go up top. little stuff like that. That what Rob said is what I think they're gonna do. They're gonna try to use him as a little eye dressing, try to make us think that that's what he's gonna do. So we got to be prepared for the stuff out. You got to look outside the box when he in the game, because like I say, we know what he's capable of doing. We just got to know what they also capable of doing off of Dylan Edwards being in the game.
I think the first time Dylan Edwards
I don't
goes
think
in motion, they're probably gonna give him the ball, and then after that, it's just gonna be eye candy dressing.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Like
But I
because
can also
if
see it the
I'm
other
with you.
way. I can see it the other way where it's like, hey, I know y'all think he's getting it. You know what I'm saying? It's the first time back home. Coaches, I know y'all know what he can do because y'all recruited him. He was on your team. So I would put him out there and run a fake, fake it to him and then hit somebody on a quick pop and try to get downfield on the first play, because I could see everybody thinking, hey, this first time he comes past here, he's getting it. So like Coach Dre said, you just kind of got to be mindful and know that something could come over the top.
here's what I think they're probably gonna tell them. Defensive ends set the edge. If he run across your face, hit him. Let him go in motion. If he come across your face, hit him. So every time he got to think about, he gonna get hit. Every time if he get the ball, he don't get the ball, he getting hit. Because guess what? He ain't went 5 yards. You can hit him in the backfield. It ain't a penalty. So just know if you come across, you gonna get hit. So my biggest thing is just making sure that we contain the edge. That's my biggest thing on defense. Contain the edge and don't let the quarterback get outside the perimeter, right? We control the edge. We can keep the quarterback in line to do what we need to do and get sacks and put pressure on him up the middle. My biggest thing is just don't go past the quarterback where we create gaps for him to get out and run. That's the biggest thing I see.
Well, I told you it's the same thing. Their thing is to make you make the for your tackle. When your ends come up, they want you not to set there. They want you to make the loop, because if you make the loop, that gives him the lane. So like you say, we gotta what we could call is spill it. You gotta spill it. You gotta make him go back in there. If you make that circle and that tackle can just ride you out, you create a lane for him to run in there. And then if the linebackers have a passing assignment, or if they're in man and you got the running back, then it's man. He free. So it's little stuff like that. But again, I just think we alignment and assignment. I trust in Rob Livingston. Giving Rob Livingston 2 weeks to get ready for this guy, for this offense, I think is a good help for us. Getting Block Bully back, Barnes. I think everybody's healthy. I didn't see. Did anybody see Hayden in any of the videos this week? Because I just saw Hayes. Yeah, Hayes. My fault.
Daylon should be back, but I don't think they're talking about him for a reason. But he should be back.
Because I know they just say Todd. I know Todd. I just saw the little thing where they say Dancy, Taj, and I think Sam spoke after practice.
Yeah, they did.
I would imagine he's back. I mean, in Prime's presser, he said we'll have the full starting defense back, and I think like I was saying before, we hadn't seen the full starting defense. Like, first game we had Shiloh, Chidozie, but Nakai Hill-Green wasn't at linebacker. Trevor was in. Cam went down in that first game, so he missed that game. And then going into the next couple of weeks, Shiloh gets hurt, but then Nakai comes in. But then we hadn't seen Barnes and so on and so forth. So now this will be the first time where we get to see everybody, including Shiloh with Cam. Shiloh Cam with Nakai Hill-Green, Shiloh Cam with Nakai Hill-Green, and Barnes and Chidozie and Dayon all at the same time. So I think it's gonna be exciting to see, man. As good as they've been playing without everybody together, just imagine how much better it's gonna be, right? Everybody talks about how physical the defense has been, and that's without one of the most physical guys on the team, if not the most physical guy on the team in Shiloh, right? So Carter's been playing good, but Shiloh, we haven't seen Shiloh give up passes downfield and so on and so forth. So anything downfield, I think that's taken away. Anything in the run game. I mean, Cam already coming up and laying the wood. You know, Shot gonna come up and lay the wood. So it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun to see everybody out there all together at once with the defense
Well,
already dominating like they have been.
well, the one thing I see is we only got, I think it's 5 linebackers in all right now. When I looked at when I saw this depth chart, it was only 5. So
Yeah,
um
Bentley, NHG, Wester, Chainsaw, and who else?
in
No, we got
in Gant, that
yeah,
was the
we
5.
Began. That boy Began.
There was
B
only
Gant,
5 on the Gant was the
yeah, B
backup.
Gant, yeah, B Gant, Chaney, Webster, Bentley, and
Yeah,
Hill Green.
I'm okay with that though because
I'm
just
cool with
like
it.
everybody
I'm
want,
great with it.
we've all wanted to see Wester. We got a chance to see him. He played great in that short time, and we've all kind of wanted to see Chainsaw. So now that we are down, 2 of the other guys that was kind of getting those getting their snaps per se. Now you have to see them, right? Because I mean Bentley and Nakai can't. Well, Nakai definitely played the whole game, but they can't play every single snap. So you're gonna get to see Wester. You're gonna get to see, I would assume, Chainsaw here and there. Whether it's a lot of plays or not, you're gonna get to see him. So that's gonna be good to see.
For sure. All right, but with that being said, go ahead and give your final thoughts. For those who's tuning in right now, we will be back live tonight. Me, Coach Dre, will be with B Watch live tonight. Y'all better see it streamed on the channel. So they're gonna get their final thoughts. We'll be back. We'll be back live tomorrow. So don't YouTube. I know y'all ain't been giving out the notifications, but give out the notifications because they be there. But we will be live tomorrow. We're gonna do game day predictions tomorrow. Key players tomorrow that we gonna see. For Saturday's game, we're gonna talk about some key games in college football tomorrow. And yes, man, Kirby Smart finally suspends the player. It took him forever, but he finally suspended the player. We gonna get into all that for sure tomorrow. We gonna get into all of that. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Get y'all final. I'm gonna pass to Dev. Coach Drake gonna close this thing out, man. And as always, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. I gotta get up out of here. This is my son's birthday. Gotta go do some things and get ready before tonight before we go back live. Go ahead, Dev.
Listen, man, I don't have much. I'm just excited. It's finally game week again. We got a couple days to the game. Unfortunately, I gotta stay up all night. I'm probably take me a nap for this 10:30 on the East Coast. But I mean, it's game week. We excited to see the guys get back on the field. And like I said, I expect it to be just like last week, man. I expect us to come out there, whip on these boys, and have some more players, on their Instagrams talking about Travis, the best player in the country, hands down, that type of stuff. So, it's gonna be a good one.
Like my brothers them say, man, we appreciate y'all coming out and rocking with us. We're gonna try to get y'all what y'all been looking for. Try to be a little bit more consistent. My season is getting hectic. So next week, it'll be probably, bro, a little bit more by itself because we got to play Monday and then we're gonna have to turn around and play Friday since they canceled our game tomorrow. But we appreciate everybody coming through and rocking with us, man. We're nothing without y'all. Like you told, we just some nobodies. We just some guys here that's just trying to keep positive algorithm and talk about a great program that we feel is a great program. We understand some people don't agree with us, and that's fine with us. We cool with it. It ain't gonna change how we feel. But like I always say, man, y'all check us out tonight. We'll be on with B Watts. Say a happy birthday to my nephew out there. I hope you have a blessed one. Y'all see us. We all see us in them shirts tonight. So y'all come check us out. But as I always say, if you send no ships out, no ships will come in. And if there's no contest, nobody can win. Games can be won if they haven't been played, and prayers can be answered if they haven't been prayed. That's my brother Dale. I am your man, Coach Dre. That's my brother Rob the Man. We will see y'all tonight.